A wooden wheel sitting in a river could grind enough grain to feed an entire village for a year. And someone, at some point, just thought of this. Standing next to a river, watching the water move, and thinking, what if I put something in there? No electricity, no fuel, no engine, just water, wood, and gravity. And somehow, this simple machine became the backbone of civilization for over 1,000 years. Before factories, before steam engines, before any of the technology we take for granted, the watermill was the most powerful machine on Earth. And understanding how it worked tells you everything about how humans learned to stop doing things by hand. The wheel sits at the edge of the river, partially submerged. As water pushes against the paddles, or falls onto them from above, the wheel starts to turn. Slowly at first, then steadily. That rotation travels through a wooden shaft directly into the mill building. Inside, that shaft connects to a large, rotating stone, a millstone. On top of it sits another stone, stationary. Grain gets poured into a hole in the center, falls between the two stones, and gets crushed into flour as the bottom stone spins. The gap between the stones determines everything. Too close, the flour burns. Too far, the grain passes through whole. The miller spent years learning exactly how to set that gap, by sound, by touch, by the feel of the flour between his fingers. It looked simple from the outside. It was not simple from the inside. But here's what made the watermill genuinely revolutionary. Before it existed, grain was ground by hand. 2 stones, human arms, hours of work, every single day. A family needed to grind for most of the morning just to have flour for bread. This freed up people, not just a little, fundamentally. Suddenly, a village didn't need half its population grinding grain. Those people could do other things, build, trade, specialize. The watermill didn't just grind flour. It created time. A single mill could serve an entire village of several hundred people. The miller became one of the most important figures in medieval society. Not a farmer, not a soldier, but a specialist. Someone who understood a machine. Someone the whole community depended on. And the machine itself kept evolving. Early wheels were horizontal, sitting flat in the stream. Then someone figured out that a vertical wheel, with water falling onto it from above, captured far more energy. Then came gears, wooden teeth that could redirect the rotation, speed it up, slow it down, transfer it sideways. Suddenly, the same river that ground flour could also power a saw, a hammer, a bellows for a forge. One river. Dozens of machines. An entire economy running on moving water. The Romans knew about watermills. They had them. But they didn't rely on them heavily because they had something else. Slaves. Cheap human labor made mechanical solutions less urgent. It took the collapse of the Roman Empire and the loss of that labor supply for Europe to finally take the watermill seriously. By the time of the Doomsday Book in 1086, England alone had over 6,000 watermills. 6,000! For a population of about 2 million people. That's roughly 1 mill for every 300 people. The watermill wasn't a convenience. It was infrastructure, as essential to medieval life as roads or wells or walls. And here's the part that's easy to miss. The core principle never changed. Water falls, wheel turns, shaft rotates, work gets done. That's a watermill. That's also a hydroelectric dam. The machine sitting inside Hoover Dam is doing almost exactly what a medieval miller figured out with wood and stone 1,000 years ago. The most sophisticated power plant in the world is, at its core, a wheel in a river.
I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one.